already started.
Yeah. We gotta get going. Get rolling. Slide
Make
to the
sure
right.
we all the mics are slid up. Cool.
Slide to the right.
Slide to the left.
Good evening. Good afternoon. Salutations and all that good stuff.
Welcome to the Missing Link podcast.
I guess we do need to go ahead and record like an intro or something, huh? Yeah.
At some point,
Yeah. Yeah. So what's up, Mr. Link?
chat. Where you at? For those that's in the back, I don't know if we should turn the mics up just a little bit more, or are they all the way up?
Turn you down. Try to get this.
I'm gonna
Get this.
Facebook it. Irv, what's on your heart, bro? What's on your heart and mind today?
Oh man.
Brought to you by Bud Light Lime.
Uh, I got a lot on my mind actually.
All right.
Keep it real. Keep it real with me.
So I know here lately we throw around a lot of new phrases like demure and narcissist and emotionally intelligent. But the one that sticks out to me the most is emotionally intelligent. I'm going to ask y'all, what do y'all think to you? What does emotionally intelligent mean?
Who wants to go first? All right. Emotional intelligence. I think that's somebody that is aware of their senses as it relate like sight, touch, smell, as it relates to like the human experience, if that makes sense. Somebody that is aware of like their actions, whether it be verbally or physically, and how I don't know, somebody that can engage with other humans in a way that is kind of empathetic. Just understanding, somebody that's understanding. Yeah, that's probably simpler. Somebody that's, because I don't like to use the word that you're trying to define in the definition.
Got you.
But yeah, somebody that's just intelligent or aware and understanding of their human senses and the reactions that their body gives them, and just uses it wisely, I guess.
Right.
I wasn't prepared for this question, bro.
Those are best questions, though. You're not prepared for it.
Wasn't
But
prepared.
I'm just gonna go with what it is. I mean, somebody that is in tune with self, someone that has mastered themselves. Because if you don't know who you are and how to guide yourself through the hard times and the interactions, because when you're dealing with yourself, it's easy to shrug stuff off and go about your business.
Right.
But when you're dealing with somebody else or outward force that's coming in that disturbs you from your peace, then you got to be like, oh man, you got to have the intelligence to be able to navigate that.
Man.
Because if you don't, your reactions and everything will be so negative when it's a time and an opportunity for you to actually talk to somebody and come to terms. And I think a lot of times it's like a maturity that you have to go ahead and grow into. You cannot be emotionally intelligent with everybody. Because
Why you say that?
Because
Run that back, Turbo.
you cannot be emotionally intelligent with everybody.
Say it again for the ones in the back.
You cannot be emotionally intelligent with everybody because not everybody is meant to have your presence. Not everybody is meant to have your presence. There's people out there that will feed your spirit And then there's people that will steal from your spirit.
Yep.
Your peace, your energy, and stuff like that. There are people out there that look for that
Yep.
and will take that away from you. So you have to be able to know what is healthy, setting up healthy boundaries, and understanding what the power of no is. Because if you don't understand yourself, let's say for instance, if you're a people pleaser, some people just don't know how to say no.
Right.
And it will cost them everything. And, you know, I feel sorry for some mothers because they have problems giving that boundary, saying no to their children. I understand that they came from you, but there's a certain point where you have to go ahead and be like, hey, you got to learn this for yourself.
Right.
You know, that's a different type of relationship. Dealing with somebody else on a romantic level, you got to know yourself before you can go ahead and allow somebody in. And then if you don't understand yourself enough to educate somebody about you because you're learning yourself, then that's two people being confused.
Do you think that somebody can, if they're not emotionally intelligent, be taken advantage of because they're not emotionally intelligent?
Yeah.
It works both ways.
Yeah.
Meaning
Meaning,
you can be taken. You can take advantage of somebody
And
being
be-
emotionally intelligent,
and
or
be
also
being taken advantage of.
yeah, and then be
There's-
played with.
There's so many people out there that are being played with or gaslighted.
yeah,
And
Oh yeah, that's another word to add.
That's another one of those.
Oh, you're
tag numbers.
gaslighting.
gaslighting.
Tag
Where my
words
lighter
to
at? I'm about to.
gaslighting. But
There was a reason why I asked this
Lick your
question.
dick.
mhm.
The reason why I asked this question is because, like Dave just said, you can't be emotionally intelligent with everybody because sometimes people just aren't there. And I understand we have to give people grace for for the lack thereof, and that's fine. I'm all for that. But when it's a teachable moment or a learning experience that's coming about from somebody who is emotionally intelligent, I'm finding out that people just don't pay attention to that. The reason why I ask because it says to be emotionally intelligent means having the ability to recognize, understand, and manage your own emotions, as well as to perceive, understand, and influence emotions of others. It involves using emotional awareness to guide thinking and behavior, communicate effectively, emphasize with others, relieve stress, and navigate conflict. This skill set improves personal and professional relationships and is linked to greater resilience and success. Some of the key components of emotional intelligence are self-awareness, self-regulation, motivation, empathy, and social skills. I find it hard. We're in 2025 and people are still running away from the chance to learn how to be emotionally intelligent. And what I mean and what I'm saying is, just because you know what you like doesn't mean it makes it right. Just because this is how it's been going or this is how it's been, that it has to continue to be for you to know what good is or what it's supposed to be. That's not the case.
Right.
When have we stopped putting in the forefront of our minds that change is inevitable? We have to learn how to grow. If I don't grow, if I'm the same as I was last year, then this year, and the year before, what have I done? I just merely lived days.
Yeah.
I didn't do anything to progress. I didn't do anything to gain success, or I didn't do anything to move any scale, whether it's emotional, physical, mental, economic, social. I didn't move a scale anywhere. I just remained the same. So what I'm seeing, people have the mindset that they want something different, but won't do what it takes to get it.
Right.
That's a lot of us.
That's a lot.
That's a lot of us.
And it kills me because it's like situations happen for you to evolve and people still choose to be the same way.
But some of us don't I don't want to say don't want to change or grow or evolve, but a lot of us don't see a problem with who they are, who we are. You know what I mean?
So if you tell me, hey, Irv, man, just listening and talking to you, man, you real negative, or you real this, or you point out something.
Yeah.
I could take it two ways. I could take it as disrespect. I can take it as, you trying to bag on me or whatever the case may be. Or I can take it as this is a learning experience or a chance for me to hear. This is what emotionally intelligence said, to be able to listen to what's being said and find whatever's being said and attach it, or if it belongs, if the shoe fits, I got to put it on.
Yeah.
And I got to wear that, and I got to search me to figure out how to handle that. But 9 times out of 10, you tell somebody a flaw about themselves, and what is the first thing they do? They get defensive.
Yep.
They want to tell you, that's not me.
Yep.
Oh, I don't do that. And that's what we form in, that's the basis of narcissism.
Yeah.
It's telling somebody something that happened didn't happen.
Right.
Or telling someone that they say they see this, but that's not the case, that's not me, when clearly we all can see it.
Yeah.
Right. I think the biggest thing that you bring up, and it's a good point, bro, is accountability. When there's no accountability, there's no reason for somebody to even come up to that level.
To see that to accept that they are wrong, or need to change something.
They don't see it because they don't have anything to base it of my actions or the way that my character is. There's nothing wrong. There's no flaw.
Yeah.
So why would I even acknowledge that I have done something wrong when I've never felt like it?
How do you get to a point where you acknowledge, like, you know what, you might be right?
Right.
My mama used to say,
I'ma
if
hear you out.
everybody's saying it, it must be true.
Ooh.
And I heard it all my life coming up. You just got to do better. You just got to do better. You got to get yourself together. You got to get yourself together. You got to do better. You got to do better. How do you tell somebody to do better without giving them any instructions of what they need to do better, or what it is? Because if we're going to, if you're going to take yourself to the place and say someone needs to do better, then obviously you see something or know where they need to do better. There's a reference point.
Yeah.
You would think that.
So why wouldn't you go ahead and share that along with telling? Because, I mean, like I said, I've heard it my whole life, and then I've heard it from people who, when I look at their life, I can see just as much of what you need to do better in too. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. But I'm forced to take your criticism and change immediately, but you can still be the same.
I think that's how
I
most
have
of
a
us
problem with
receive
that,
it.
and that's been the determining factor in why I've been so reserved, quiet, and kind of just sit back and chill. Like, if I'm in a conversation or any kind of, like, things have happened this week, I get quiet. And it's not me shutting down, it's because I know that if I continue to be or show emotional intelligence, it's going to poke the bear. And it's going to make that bear rise up, and it's going to create a problem.
Yeah.
And it's not going to fix anything. Because if you're already showing me, if you're already combating me being this way, me understanding, like, okay, well, I can't say this, can't say that, and I'm learning how to talk to you to get the words to you so it's not offensive, but you still don't hear it, I don't have any more reserves in the tank to sit and keep dealing with, things like that. And I'm trying not to abort the mission or try not to walk away from people just because they can't see certain things that I see, but it makes it hard for me to stick around because my whole life, all I've been told was to be accountable.
Right.
Yeah.
But then it doesn't work for the same said individual. So why is it okay for me that I have to be grilled into accountability, but it's okay for everybody else to remain the same?
So here goes the thing, and that's a lot of frustration, right there. It's a lot of frustration to deal with because you were raised differently to a standard, and not everybody was
Preach.
not everybody was preached to or listened or taught how that they didn't have that discipline, and that's basically what it is, discipline in the household. And there's so many people out here that are trying to do this thing life, and they are constantly making these mistakes with people because they don't know how to interact. It's like if you're trying to have a conversation with somebody and you're constantly having to dumb it down, having to twist and turn, try to bring it to a certain point where they understand you, and you have to do this on a constant basis, at some point you're gonna get to the point where you're not gonna say anything anymore. And that's the worst part about it. Because if you don't have somebody realizing that you're taking the time and the effort to try to reach them, and you're not trying to say that they don't understand or they're not intelligent or anything like that, you're just trying to meet them where they are, and they don't see that, it's time to go ahead and reconsider some things.
Because it's a classic case of shooting the messenger.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? We'll take the criticism, just not from you.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I hear from
my girls, my boys, but
Yeah.
as soon as you say it's coming from you,
no, I can't.
But here's the thing, though. I don't believe the homies or the chicks are keeping people accountable. I think people are just
it's an echo chamber.
just letting people just the
Be-
girl just laughing it up and girl do your
talking to them,
thing.
so that's who
you
they
know what
are.
I mean?
That's the echo chamber, man.
And
That's all it is.
it's
birds of a feather flock together.
I can give you a case in point. There was a moment in time Dave was calling me. I'm in my head. I'm not trusting people. I've seen family in this trying time not show up. I've seen people do the most, and it made me just fall away. And Dave was genuinely reaching out. And I flaked him. I didn't answer, didn't call. We were supposed to do something. I didn't go through with it. I didn't do it. I just backed out. I didn't want to deal with nobody. That wasn't the correct way to handle that. So when Dave finally called one day, he called after my sister and friend were stuck in Jamaica. He called just, hey man, checking on my sister. I was like, hey man, I owe you an apology. I didn't need Dave to tell me I owed him an apology. I didn't need for him to tell me what I did wrong.
Yeah.
I knew I made a mistake. I knew I ghosted him or just not answered out of my own, just me, my feelings, my emotions, where I'm at in my life. Was it wrong? Yeah, it was wrong. He didn't deserve that. All I could have told him was, hey, man, I'm not feeling it right now, bro. But I didn't do that. And so me knowing and me being accountable for me, I didn't need for anybody to tell me I was wrong. I openly hit him. That's not what the call was for. He called simply just to check on and make sure my sister was safe. That was what the call was. But I made it a point to apologize and bring it to the head because I know if I value anybody, I would want them to do the same thing for me. I would want them, hey man, you know what, bro? I lashed out. That wasn't towards you. I had some other stuff going on. Please forgive me, man. Bro, that goes a long way. It goes a long way when you can really show, hey man, I made a mistake. And see, that's the thing. The climate is so skewed where it's wrong for you to make a mistake. Bro, we fall short every day. We all do. There's not one person that's walking this earth that has hit the nail on the head 100% of the time.
Right.
So why is that the norm, or why do we have that as the expectation when I know I'm going to fail myself? We making people live unrealistic expectations and putting people through the ringer for what, when we know we couldn't even go through it ourselves.
I think it's at this point in time in human civilization, it should just be expected that some people are just gonna be so important and high minded that they don't care. You know what I'm saying?
Then stay away. If that's you, stay far away from me.
So let's
Be gone.
let's
Yeah.
let's go ahead and call a spade a spade.
Yep.
Man. I mean,
If it look like a duck, quack like a duck, it's normally a duck.
it's a duck.
It's-
And
No, it's a turtle.
it's a giraffe. I don't care, man. If it walk like a duck, quack like a duck, it's gonna be a duck.
Yep.
A lot of times, man, people will go ahead and show you their hand, and when people start showing you their hand, then it's kind of go ahead and move accordingly. I tell people all the time, like when we get into a scenario, it's like just let me know where I stand at, so I know how to move.
Yep.
You want somebody to let you
Yeah.
make the choice.
And let me
and
make
not
the choice.
Don't make it for me, right?
Yeah. Let me make the choice. It's like if I want to get into some shenanigans, let me go ahead and shenanigan.
Yep.
You know, but if I don't want to deal with it, I ain't gonna deal with it. I'm being honest, bro.
No,
I'm
I
being
get it. I
honest.
get
You
that
know,
was just funny.
If you want to be sneaky link, say, hey, let's be sneaky link. You know, if you want to go ahead and use me just to occupy space, say, hey, I just need somebody to be here. I'm cool with it. Let me know that, and I could decide on if I want to go ahead and be in that area or not. But what it is everybody nowadays want to wear a mask. Nobody wants to show the true you. They want to present this in front of you like this is me, and then hide behind it. A lot of us are overstimulated and don't realize it.
Right.
So I would be the first one to say, like, I would shut down. I would go ahead, I'll become a recluse, and I shut everything down and I chill. People like, where you been? Hey, look, I had to go ahead and reset because I got a lot on my mind. It's not only that I'm trying to worry about myself, I worry about my mom, and then it sucks that, you know, if you have a heart for people and you sit up there and you reach out to people and stuff like that and just try to make sure everybody cool, because you know what? You never know what people are going through.
Right.
I've been there before, man. I've been at the bottom of the bottom, sitting there playing with a gun and trying to figure out if anybody gonna worry about me if I just go ahead and check out. I've been there.
Hey man, get out of my box, bro.
Dog, I'm just saying, bro. I'm like sitting up there just like contemplating, like, what am I gonna do? Because right now everything is so negative, it's so bad, so black. What is my next step? And nobody ever reached out to me. Nobody ever called me. No, nothing.
I
And
feel your pain, brother.
It took me a minute just to kind of get that, and I was like, what am I doing here? Am I choosing this, or is this who I am? And most people that know me, they be like, nah, dude, you too happy-go-lucky and stuff like that. So it's just like, at that moment, I had to make that decision. Like, is this going to be who I be or who I am, or am I going to keep trying? Sometimes I think I'm just a glutton for punishment because I'm a punch bag. I get hit a lot of times.
Bruh.
I mean, and like some of us just have a bigger capacity to love and
I don't want it no more.
and understand. And I think where we kind of miss sometimes is not understanding how important self-isolation is. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
it-
but
it
then
can-
when you self-isolate, it's a problem.
But
No,
that's the
it's-
thing.
it's
Self-isolation sometimes can be perceived by our own self as a bad, negative thing.
No, I
think- I
ain't
think
talking
what
about
it
it
is-
from
what it-
from a self point
what
of
it-
view. I'm
what-
talking about it from
Other people.
everybody that you're isolating yourself from.
Yeah.
People be offended from that.
So
I mean, and that-
here's the thing, though, man. You have to understand if you're isolating just because you're trying to cut yourself off from people, or you're trying to isolate so you can have self-reflection. If you're not reflecting and trying to do anything to change the situation or whatever's making you or negating you, then that's the problem. Now, if you're trying to go ahead and better yourself and do something and protect yourself while setting healthy boundaries, that's a different story.
Yeah.
I can care less what everybody else think about me. Only the Most High can go ahead and tell me something different.
Yep.
And that's the truth. I had to start thinking like that, bro. Because everybody will tell you what you should do. Everybody like, hey, you should cut your hair, bro. You should cut your beard. Your old pictures, you so nice and neat. No, I don't care what you like.
Right. I'm gonna be me.
I'm gonna be me. If you want to cut my hair, you cut your own hair. What I do, what I eat, don't make you. You know.
Yep.
I'm just saying.
Yeah, I've been told I care too much,
You know.
and that's and I at first I was like, what? That don't even make sense. But then I thought about it and I was like, okay, you know what? It kind of does make sense. Like I'm perceived as being sensitive. It's just know that words matter because where do they come from? They come from your heart.
Yeah.
And so what you say is what you have. What you say is what you mean. I take you for what you say. So if you tell me you love me, I'm expecting those words to become actions.
Mm-hmm.
If you tell me the same way, if you tell me you don't like me, I expect those words to be actions. Mm-hmm. I expect whatever you say to turn into an action form because I don't just throw out words just to be throwing them out. And I don't just do things just to be doing them.
A lot of people do, though.
I do them with the intention of being or portraying whatever I'm trying to in that moment.
Not everybody has that.
I can't care about what everybody else is doing. I'm talking about me. So if I'm doing this,
right, again,
with every action, there has to be respect for the reaction just as much as it is for the action.
Exactly.
I hear so many people say, yeah, you can't worry about other people. You can't do this. You can't do that. But when are we? So you either need to be held accountable or you need to move away.
So, bro,
sometimes it's not our lesson to teach. You know what I mean? And after being so much of a person that is a lover and a giver and an understanding person, we can't expect anything from anybody in as it relates to what we want from them and how they treat us.
So you're telling me that I can be me, but I shouldn't have any type of thought process as to what action should come back towards me from a sense of a relationship or a friendship. No. So I can't. I'm not supposed to expect anything.
It's more like go ahead.
I put it in question form.
Yeah, it's more or less like you have to know that people are gonna be people.
Yep.
That's what's gonna happen. People gonna be people. I'm not saying that not to expect them to treat you right, but
because they won't.
Just know that a lot of these people are not gonna love you and treat you the way that you do to them. Know that for one. The other thing is realizing that whenever you're giving something and it's not getting reciprocated the way you need it to be, you have to make the decision on if you're going to stick around. You have to make that decision. You have to come to terms because it doesn't matter how hard you love somebody. If they don't reciprocate it or show you what you need back to make you feel secure in the relationship or make it where you feel like you have somewhere soft to fall on, then you got a problem. Because if you're tap dancing around questions and discussions and stuff like that, what are you doing? Because you're just trying to appease somebody. You're trying to coddle somebody. There is no reason for you to feel like that with somebody that you're supposed to be establishing a relationship with, because the foundational thing with you is supposed to be communication. If you can't do that, what are you doing?
Yeah, and it's important to be secure enough in yourself to let your words fall and come out however they may come out and not care how it's received.
Right.
If you look at plenty of the prophets, they had messages that was heavy, like heavyweight messages that they knew.
I received that.
They knew the public wasn't.
They wasn't ready for.
They wasn't ready for it. They was gonna react in a way that was not gonna be friendly and kind. However, they did what they needed to do, and they spoke when they needed to speak, and they gave the message that they needed to give, and that's why we got God.
Right.
That's why we have a source of something that understands us completely, fully. Mm-hmm. Right? No man knows another man's heart, but God. So,
matter of fact, it says that the heart is desperately wicked.
Man,
who could know it? Who can know it? If everybody says that God knows me, but do you know yourself?
Yeah.
And then trying to bring somebody else into your presence is like, bro, I know sometimes I want to scheme on people. Sometimes I want to lie to people. Sometimes I want to, because it's all about self-preservation. a lot of us are still working in that fight or flight
Yep.
and trying to survive. And when it comes down to it, when you're trying to go ahead and open up to other people, you shut.
And it's like when you're a child of the light, bro, everybody has a capacity to love and be loving. When you're a child, this lady, when I was living in St. Louis, she gave me a great example. It's like everybody has like a little solar panel in them. You know what I mean? And sometimes your light is so bright. When you come around or when you speak to them, it's too much. It's just too much. It overloads them. You know what I mean? And when you know how powerful you are and the light that you carry within you, because it is. Like the light that we have inside of us, bro, through God is strong and mighty. And it does something within people. It shakes demons. Even though we are imperfect and we all wrestle with flesh and blood, right? We understand our source and where we come from. So when you're around people that haven't really acknowledged who they are in the eyes of God and haven't accepted their calling, or however it may come, for them, it's taken the wrong way. It's not received.
Right.
Got you.
That's why it's important when you do fellowship, you fellowship with like-minded people. You know what I mean? People that understand, people that have the same beliefs. What it says, how can two walk together?
At least they agree.
Right? You know what I mean? What fellowship does light have with darkness? And for plenty of people in this world, they're still in the dark.
Yep.
They still are spiritually unaware of they're spiritually unaware of who they're serving. As imperfect as we are. You know what I'm saying? We understand our source.
I received that, man. This is why I like this. This is why I really, truly think there's something here with this, is because I can be so, you can be so right about something, and your viewpoint can't, you can allow yourself almost the ability to shut off because you're right.
Yeah.
You can shut off other possibilities or other underlying factors and just see it that way. And if it doesn't happen, I thank you for that analogy. I thank you for sharpening iron, man, because I just had a, like an aha moment, man. Like, and I think sometimes, and I can admit, like, when I think I'm right about something, and very well could be, take a step back. Because I feel I've in my life I've had to be on the defense for so long.
Man, in this wicked world, bro, continue
and
to
I've
stay
had
defense.
to defend. Man, I've had to defend my sexuality. I've had to defend my life and its existence in itself. I've had to fight so many times in so many different things in so many different arenas. It's not funny. And so when I think it was more I'm taking in, almost thinking like something's wrong with me, in the essence that it's really not something wrong with me. I just need to take a step back and look at everything for face value and realize, like, look, man, at the end of the day, because everybody tells me all the time, man, you expect you out of people. No, I just expect people to be humans. Yeah. I expect you know what love is to you. You know what it is when it's shown to you. Right. So I expect you to, whatever your form of what you know it to be, I expect that from you. Right. I'm not saying that I have a certain, it has to be like this, and this. No, but I expect the same thing from you in the same sense that I can give it, you can give it too. You would know exactly.
That's potential. Right. And I think with some of us that are wise, we can see the potential in others and what they can be. Right. Unfortunately, it doesn't always line up.
It don't.
So here, man, I want to put it to you like this. I was working. This is years ago, man. I was working down in Texas, down in San Antonio, and I would go down there and I work. I'll be down there for 2-3 weeks, then come back home. And I ended up like meeting somebody down there, and she was a thicker sister, you know, and she
Thicker
was
than
cool.
a snicker.
She was thick. Yeah, she was cool. I like my women thick. Anyway, sorry y'all. Sorry.
What up?
Anyway,
we all had a little moment.
Zoned in. But what it was is
Some of us want that snicker.
Hungry? Why wait?
Hey man, bro, Dave ain't lying. Hey man, you got to finish your point. I got something to say.
Here goes the point though. We was vibing. We was cool. We like a lot of the same things, and you know we were having conversations, stuff like that. I'd be at work, you know, I worked out in the field, so I could talk and stuff like that. And then like we were supposed to go out and do something, and you know I told her, I said, hey, you know, before I leave and go out and stuff like that, I need to go work out. And like her whole tone changed when I said, hey, I gotta go work out before I do anything else. I need to work out.
She was taking it like you was saying
Suggesting, right?
She needed to work
Subliminally
out.
suggesting.
Look here. I did not say anything about what she needed to do.
But I'm saying,
but
you saying that made her feel like she needed to. She felt guilty.
That's my point.
Convicted.
That's my point. It by your actions, by just like he said, your life, by you trying to get yourself. Some people want you to stay where you are, brother.
Man.
Some people want you to stay miserable. They do not want you to ascend one rung on the ladder.
Nope.
They rather you sit up there and have the pity parties and say, "What was me?
How dare you want to
How
do
dare
better?
you want to be better? You shall be with him with the rest of us."
Yeah, no, I'm good on all that.
Exactly.
Peace is
They
so
said
much.
eagles don't fly with chickens.
They eat them.
They eat them.
Man.
They eat them. They devour them.
Hey man, I didn't realize how big eagles
12
were,
piece.
bro.
They're
Man.
huge, dog.
Huge.
No, hold on, bro. I remember I was working out in the field and I seen a freaking owl. Have you seen an owl?
Yeah, them bad boys is
you
big
seen
too.
an owl?
They big too.
A freaking owl. The little, look, just like this. As little as until that sucker started walking. The
Yeah.
legs got that long. It was like this.
Yeah.
The legs. The legs.
Yeah, no,
You know
when
what I
that
mean?
mug,
Just the
when that
legs.
Just
mug,
the legs.
when that mug fan
Man,
out,
I'm like,
bro,
hold
you
up.
be like, what?
You know,
Hold
they be
on.
perched, they be chilling.
Yep.
But you gotta realize who you're around, bro. Your surrounding will dictate a lot about you sometimes. And sometimes when you start trying to break out of the norm of that area, and it's been like that, it's gonna fight back.
You don't understand
Yeah.
how heavy your frequency is,
You
bro.
right about that because before, man, my regimen was, you know what I'm saying. It'd be church, you know what I'm saying, multiple days a week, and then I started missing, started putting other things, and it's like, okay, I didn't notice this stuff when things were prioritized. Now that I've gotten out of that prioritized moment, and now I've kind of been freelancing things. Now I see, you know what I'm saying, the chaos. So
Right.
I definitely understand that. Real quick shout out to my trainer, Miss Phenomenal. Lady, blessings to you, even though my body is saying I rebuke you in the name of Jesus. And you have not been a friend or friendly. But I will say I thank you for this opportunity to tap into a new realm and take my life to another place, man. Getting healthy is definitely serious.
It is.
Man, I feel like I've been
Ran over by a bus.
man, hit by two of them when I was getting up. I got hit by another one. But yeah, it was back to back to back to back. But no, shout out to Miss Phenomenal, man. Your workouts are
Yeah.
are definitely gonna take some getting used to. But I'm loving the fact that I have the mindset to stay focused. Even though it's only been yesterday was day 3. But I'm a strong believer in 21 days make or break a habit, and I believe by the 21st day, I will be bought in, and we'll take this thing to a new height and definitely see some changes. So shout out to Miss Phenomenal. She's fantastic. She's a world record holder in lifting. She's connected with a lot of people in the lifting world, and they're women, and they're just that phenomenal. They're getting it done. They're beasts, and I love her tenacity. I love how she works. She's consistent. She's showing me that, yeah, you can make some changes. You can do, you can do it. And then once talking to her about what I wanted to do, she was immediately bought in, and she shows it. So shout out to her. Me and Dave have been killed this week, and the week is not finished. But shout out to everybody on their fitness journey. Keep going. Keep pushing. Even though you want to quit, like I want to quit, I just wanted to order a whole bunch of DoorDash and shut my phone off and say I'm done.
I didn't want to tell you this last night, man. What? So the gym, man, I used to go to it, man. Last year I started October and I went 96 days straight just working out. Just like trying to chase after it. And like my mom, she ended up having a stroke, so it kind of deterred me because this was like I didn't want to do it. Like it broke my focus. So last night was a realization to me because one of the ladies that used to be behind the counter, she was a bigger woman. She was working out last night. She was no longer a bigger woman. And it's like, and I started thinking to myself because she would work out with her boyfriend when I was up there. And I would always say what's up to him and stuff like that, passing through. And I realized that if I would have just kept focused and kept pushing, I probably would have been in the same boat. And we do that with a lot of things. It's like we start strong and we have the focus or we have the intentions, but the intentions don't get you to the finish line.
Nope.
You have to go ahead and suffer through this.
Yeah.
And it hurts. And I had a friend tell me the other day, it's like, it's all about pain and gain. I was like, I got all the pain right now, and I don't feel no gains.
Where are my gains?
Where are the gains?
All I've been getting was pain.
Where are the gains? All I feel is pain.
I had to use one arm to hold up the other arm to scratch my head. That's how bad my arms is on fire. Bro just shook my hand, and I thought he paralyzed my whole body. Like, I thought he took my soul with him when he shook my head and let my hand go. That's how much pain I'm in. But like Dave said, man, if anything you want, I realize this. Anything you want in life is going to cost you.
Yeah. Everything costs.
And if you're willing to pay the cost, then I believe that it should be yours. And paying the cost is showing up every day.
It is.
Paying the cost is no matter what. Bro, you could not see gains for 2, 3, 4 weeks, even months.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, boom, there you go.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's what life, those are the curveballs that come to test us to really see, like, hey, you put this out here. Right. Are you really going to do what you said you're going to do? And life, a lot of times that happens and we don't continue.
You can tie that in with what we were talking about earlier, too, because like our labor's never in vain, bro. Mm-hmm. So even when it seems like people aren't receiving what we're saying, if we're trying to hold somebody accountable, you don't know what's going on in the inside of them. And it might not be an immediate thing. You might, pack up your stuff and walk away from that situation, that person, that group, whatever. But years down the road, months down the road, that person that you were trying to send a message to or say something to might change.
Right.
You know what I mean? And just being comfortable with being misunderstood sometimes, or being comfortable with not getting that same reciprocated, what I'm giving to you, I'm getting back, that expectation that we have for somebody to give us love or give, whatever.
Right.
You still just gotta be okay with that, and be strong enough to accept that it might not be immediate because some things fall on deaf ears. It's like the parable of the sower.
Yeah, there you go.
Not everything hit. You know what I'm saying? Not everything hit. But if you got a bag of seeds and you throwing it at one person, not every seed might not hit, but one might. Yeah. You know what I mean?
But it goes even deeper than that, my brother.
Go ahead.
For one, we always got to encourage ourselves.
Got to.
It said that. It's Philippians 1:6. It said, "He that begun a good work in you will continue to do it until the coming of Christ."
Yep.
As long as you show up, God is gonna show up. You ain't got to do the heavy lifting. You just got to show up and be available.
He didn't show up in the gym yesterday.
Hey, you still alive?
He didn't help me lift none of that.
You still alive, ain't you?
I lifted it all by myself.
Yeah, you still alive. He gave you the muscles. He gave you the breath.
He don't feel the pain.
He gave you the pulse.
He didn't take this cup from.
And then
this cup ain't passing, my brother. You gotta sip that. And you gotta sip it every drop, bro.
I don't want no more.
And the other thing, bro, is like there's one that comes to sow, and then there's one that comes to reap. Man. You may not be the one that reap the benefits of a relationship with a certain person.
Yeah.
But you have so many of seed, my brother. Johnny Appleseed out here tossing everything.
I'm done sowing seeds.
And the cross-reference that the love of many is going to wax cold. You know what I'm saying? In the days that we live in. The Greeks have 5 definitions of love. So a lot of the types of love, like brotherly love, unconditional love, erotic love, you know, all these different loves that are defined by, you know, by our earlier civilizations. Like the love that we got to show though is unconditional. Mm-hmm. And like you said about being on the defensive and having to prove having to prove self all the time. That's why it says to have the armor of God. You know what I'm saying? To withstand the arrows of the enemy.
Yep.
Then this world is a battle, bro. We live in a fallen world. It's an ancient world that's fallen. Mm-hmm. And it's not really a lot of good in this world. That's why we here.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
That's why we lights.
That's why we lights. And it's not even in our own strength, because on our best day, our righteousness is filthy rags, bro. You know what I'm saying? That's why we don't go in our own strength.
Right.
That's why we're never too proud and too high-minded to understand where our source comes from. Because sometimes we don't want to do certain things. We don't want to say certain things. We don't want to stay in certain places.
Right.
But we got to. I don't want to go to the job I work at every single day, but I gotta go. You know what I'm saying? I gotta be around people that I know don't necessarily like me or don't understand me or don't want much to do with me, and that's okay. You know what I'm saying? You notice people's facial expressions. You notice and you hear the sound effects they make when they walk by or when you enter the room and all these different things that you become hyper aware of. But to hyper focus on those things that are expected of people, you know what I'm saying, is can be detrimental to ourselves.
Yeah, sometimes those are just distractions.
Definitely.
Those are just distractions, because if you start getting hyper focused on the wrong things, man, that gets you right off of your point. You got to go ahead and focus on the right things that are going to be impactful on you, things that are going to make you be better. It says, finally, brother, whatsoever things are just, whatsoever things are a good report, whatsoever things are beautiful, if there be any praise, think of these things. It's telling you in the word to think on everything positive.
Man.
And we sit up here a lot of times and negate that and go to the negative because it's so easier what we are used to doing. And what we failing at is we always need to go ahead and start looking towards the Lord. Start looking towards the Lord, looking towards what Jesus did. Because everything that we talking about right now, we can apply it to Christ.
Yeah.
He was around his people. Guess who backstabbed him? His people.
Yep.
His people were praying for a king. When he showed up, they killed him.
Yep. Assassination.
Assassinated his character. Assassinated his integrity.
Assassinated his person, him.
Yeah.
Literally to
literally,
death.
Figuratively, however you want to slice it. They did it to him. And guess what? You are made in his image. So what are they going to do to you?
Yep.
Who are you? What makes you different? There's nothing about me that makes me different from God.
In this world of like all these different methods of becoming a better you, there's a lot of messages of like cut off culture.
Right.
I ain't gotta fuck with you. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
You don't get with it or get left. Blah 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 blah. And even for believers, we still have to carry a mindset of I'm okay if I lose you.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I'm okay. I'm gonna be okay. It's okay. You know what I mean?
Right. You want to hear one of the funniest things?
Go ahead.
All right. So, what year is this?
2025.
2025. So, I remember as a child, I used to think that once we got into the 2000s, we was gonna see flying cars like the Jetsons and stuff like that.
Same here.
It's coming.
Back to the Future and stuff like that. You would see all this stuff like talking about the future and stuff. It's funny how we have all these different exhaustive studies about addiction and all these different problems. Like there's case studies, all this stuff. Oh, this is what we need to do to help alcoholics. This is what we need to do with somebody with corn addictions. This is what we need to do for this, for gambling and stuff like that. But yet, each and every year there is more.
Man.
They make more medications for this to go ahead and counteract that. More medications. Why isn't it gone?
Yep.
Our technology is advancing. We're able to do more.
Because they don't want us. The natural thing is they don't want us healthy. They want us. They create enough of the fix to add a bandage or to pacify it or to prolong
Alleviate the
5
symptoms.
or 10 more years or 15 or 20 or whatever the case may be. Big Pharma doesn't want us to be healthy. They want us. They can only make money off of us when we're sick. They can only make money off of us when they create the situations like the shutdown, SNAP being gone.
Yep.
All Trump is doing is causing chaos to come back in and then implement everything back to make him look like he's the savior.
Man.
Like he saved a fallen people from a plague, something that and he's acting like he didn't do it. He's being very narcissistic right now.
And I mean, just even on a bigger scale worldwide, you know, most world leaders fall into that category.
They do, but there's some that weren't.
True. It just it interrupts the bottom line of the order of the day, the economy of the day. If, like with Christ, when he came and healed all these people, nobody was checking for doctors no more after then. Nobody was going to buy potions from people. Nobody was going to these soothsayers anymore because they was healed. They was good. You know what I'm saying? So that interrupts the foundation and the economy of the day. He got to go. You know what I'm saying? You fucking up our money. Same with Mansa Musa. Soon as he started throwing gold out everywhere, he damn near bankrolled economies because of that.
You look at, Muammar Gaddafi.
Saying, oh, bro, that's modern day. Modern day.
But the story behind him was made to believe like this man was a dictator.
Yep.
But not only was he sending his people, they were giving them health care, they were giving them college degrees.
Yep.
Well, not giving it to them, but giving them the opportunity. When they got married, he would give them $50,000. He would give them a home. Like these were things that he were doing. But you hear in the textbooks, he was a
evil leader.
He was an evil leader who didn't care about his people. He only cared about himself. And it's like, that wasn't true. They were getting rid of him because he was close to he was this close to coming up with a currency that would have got rid of the U.S. dollar.
Yep.
It would have been made way more efficient than what we were doing. They had to get rid of him because he was messing up the church.
So solidifying the African unity again, that continent, apart from, Western money.
Oh yeah,
the dollar. George Washington even said, "Be careful to not tangle with Eastern economy." You know what I'm saying?
Because they're backed by the most richest most purest things.
Yep.
Do you know all our stuff that we get that we need on a regular basis we import? Not too many things grow on this whole here soil. You know what I mean?
Yep.
So you got to think about it, man. Obviously, there's something not being told, and that's the thing. That's why, and I think into today's society, because there's so many things about looking with your third eye and having your third eye open and your subconscious and the cosmos,
All
and
the chakras.
and the chakras and the lighting of the
Sage.
frankincense and myrrh and the incense and doing all this and the crystals. And you know what, man, to each his own. I'm not throwing no shade on nobody who's doing that, who's, you know, diving off in.
On your
I
path.
believe that we need to learn. We need to step outside of what we've learned and what we've thought to be true in the textbooks and what we were made to realize. If you think about the institution of school, what does it seem like? No, it seems like modern day workers. Because after every period, there's a bell that goes off. What happens when you at work and y'all work to a certain period before first break?
Before break, yep. The
Something
line
goes
stops.
off to let you know. And everything's in a certain amount, allotted in a certain amount of time. Everything's done in a systematic thing to keep you programmed to think that this is how you navigate life, when we were not supposed to be made to do that. We were supposed to live off the land.
Yep.
We were made to have, so our skills, our talents that would make room for us, that
Are suppressed.
a workman's worthy of his hire. All these things that we were taught that we have skills in, whether it's sewing, whether it's tapestry, whether it's carpentry, whether it's whatever, hand woodworking, whatever. That was how they made a living.
Yep.
Now today, we have factory jobs. We have all these different kind of jobs, and it's still the same thing. We punch a clock. We go till the bell is done, and we don't realize this is not the way life was intended for us.
This ain't living.
And
This
this
ain't
is
living.
not living. This is a part of their program.
Yep.
And I know that there are conscious people out here to know that it's more to it than
Man.
the story being told. But when is enough for us? When do we negate? Because a lot of people say, well, the Bible does say to obey the laws of the land, you know, and we have to govern ourselves according to the government. But even those things, when do we stand up and when do we come together and fight? Because it's not just about white or black or brown or yellow or green. It's about just the human race as a people.
I think people are fighting the fights. You know what I'm saying? It's just the majority are indifferent to that. Because again, it becomes too much. You think about a lot of people got families and they got kids, so they want to see their kids live.
That's been answered. All you gotta do is be a content creator. Throw your life on the screen.
I mean, it's easier said than done. But what I'm saying is nobody, a lot of, and the way the world is set up in a lot of places is to benefit the family structure, the parent, the kids, and a lot of people with kids, they don't want to concern themselves with any change as it relates to the well-being of their family and put them at risk, right? You know what I'm saying? Yeah, people might want to fight as much as they want to fight, but they also know, like, man, if I step out and speak out or take action and do something, then that's going to risk my family losing.
So we're gonna be like Peter?
Well, if you look at the civil rights movement, a lot of the early protests and the walkouts and the demonstrations were done by the youth, the kids. You know what I'm saying? And again, I don't think that will ever change. You know, it's always going to be the youth because they're strong. We're like the older folks, so we got wisdom and good with strategy and all of that and long term. But the fight, the front lines, when I was out in Ferguson, bro, I wasn't seeing no old folks for real, bro. It was a handful, but it was the youth. You know what I'm saying? It was teenage to like maybe 30, and I consider even 30 somewhat youthful. You know what I mean?
For sure.
In a lot of ways.
For sure.
But it's taxing. It's taxing to wage any type of war, whether it's spiritual war, physical war, cyber war. It's taxing, and it costs you a great deal. And if you're not willing to count the cost and lose something, if you're not willing to lose your life over something, if you might not want to stand on that soapbox. You might not want to, because then it becomes, well, if I say this, I'm putting my family at risk, and you never know who's coming for you. You never know, and it's like a trust thing. You look at COINTELPRO, you know what I mean? They lost from within. Excuse me, they infiltrated from within. You know what I mean? You have people specifically planning, specifically signing up to join the Black Panther Party movement, to join just the movement in general, the civil rights movements even earlier, the abolitionist movement. I'm not very knowledgeable of like worldwide movements, just more of American movements. And you have people that look just like you and me that was selling out their own people. Right. You know what I'm saying? So sometimes you got to move in silence.
Modern day Judases.
Yeah, you know what I mean? But they think they're right. They think they're right. Like, oh, I can't let them go this far, because if they go this far, then that's going to affect my family. That's going to affect my kids. That's going to affect their future.
Self-preservation.
And most people at the end of the day go to that default setting.
Grabbing the barrel.
Regardless of their spiritual belief, at the end of the day, if you ain't eating, you know what I'm saying? If you ain't got shelter, you going to your default mode. Survival of the fittest. Self-preservation. I don't care how holy we might be or seem, or how virtuous we might be or feel.
Is the chat saying anything?
That's it. We kind of missed some of the stuff. They were talking about the spirit animals and stuff like that.
Spirit animals.
What's your spirit animal? Mine's an elephant.
The owls and all the animals.
Oh.
But in all actuality, bro, it's like we seen what was bubbling or what was percolating when Snap ended up getting dropped, because there were people talking about mass walkouts, going into stores and just walking out with food.
Yep.
People were starting to organize and be like, hey, if it happens, this is what we're going to do. And, it only takes a few people to go ahead and stoke a fire.
Man.
And then they get out there and start doing some ruthless stuff. But one thing that I really want to point out to people is, as long as we allow ourselves to be bullied and get queued up for stuff like that, that gives them reasons to send in the National Guard and do things of that and be like, oh, it's martial law time because you don't know how to act.
Yep.
Well, there's other ways to combat that without getting active in the streets. All we have to do, we've been shown statistically that if we stopped shopping, we would cause an economic
crisis.
Yeah.
That's it.
That's it.
All you gotta do is
just buy black,
right?
Man.
Or buy from mom and pops.
Yep.
Don't buy from your big chains. Change that. 30 days will cause all these CEOs to reconsider.
Well, Target felt that.
But it needs to be more than just Target. It needs to be everywhere.
It wasn't hard enough, but
like seriously, man. Because if you look at our people, if it's not, we will die for Louis Vuitton, H&M, Jordans, Nike. Man, Nike Tech's got so many kids in chokeholds, bro.
Gucci gang.
I bought about 4 or 5 of them. They're not cheap. They're $137 for the top, $125 for the bottom. That is ridiculous. Look at what we shop. Look at what we do. Man, if we cut, all we have to do is cut it out for 30 days. That'll get old Uncle Sam to reconsider. Hey, what's going on? You guys aren't buying. We're feeling that. You can go ahead and resume now. Oh no, we're good.
We're making our own clothes now.
Start cooking instead of buying out. Like, man, back to what we were really doing before. Do we really cook dinner? I mean, I know there's some out there, but McDonald's and Wendy's and Taco, it's so much easier to go run through the drive-thru and
attacked
grab
on the
family
Wendy's.
meal than
I
it
love
is to go
Wendy's.
set some chicken out in the to thaw in the. Any of these kids coming up today getting beat because they forgot to put the chicken out before they left to go to school? Because I know I did.
Definitely.
Mama stayed in that kitchen. How you think I got to be to look the way I was? This wasn't just all fast food came later. We talking about real meals.
Yeah.
Bruh. Green beans, corn, cabbage, pork chops, beef ribs, liver, onions.
Fire foods.
Yeah, man.
Fire meals.
I'm just saying, bro, it's a lot more other ways than just going out, having the strap, putting the strap on, having the AKs and the firearms and all the militia ready stuff, man. It's more to it. We can beat it other ways.
A lot of then it gets like, okay, so all the employees that are working at these places where we don't need to shop at anymore have to get on that page too. You know what I'm saying? And
it's gonna hurt, but it's gonna hurt somebody. But
right.
at the end of the day,
right.
the mass majority is being hurt by big pharma.
Yep.
We're being hurt by corporations. We're being hurt by, bro. It's illegal to be taxed, but yet we're taxed. We're taxed coming and going. How many people really know that? How many people really know the Constitution? Really know your rights, your laws, what you have, what you're privy to? A lot of people really don't know that. Just like they don't know the truth about a lot of these big figures that we praise and have holidays for. Just as much as they were for the people, secretly they live double lives.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, come on, bro. I feel like we're allergic to the truth. We don't want the truth. And the truth may be hard to swallow, but at what point do you continue to suffer because you don't want to take the truth?
Right. Yep. We need to wrap up. It was a good one.
Definitely a good one.
My bad. I didn't mean to start out with something so.
It's all good, bro. I mean, we try to keep it within the hour so we can,